Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and today we're going to do a beautiful little winter scene, one with a lot of sunlight that's coming through the trees. It should be fun, especially this time of year. If you're excited to see this and you'd like to see more, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more painting videos. All right, let's get started. So I've already started by covering the canvas, just the top part, with a little clear gel and white. So now that's done, I've got my 2-inch brush, I've got a soft peach color, and we're going right here to the right side. Yeah, and we're going to work it just getting a little light. Okay, that's halfway decent. I'm planned, and this is, if I planned it, then it's probably not going to happen, but I planned to do a little blue over here. I'm thinking maybe a little blue and red now, just so we don't get weird colors. Weird colors happen so easily, don't they? Oh, they just sneak up out of nowhere. Here's my palette, by the way. There. That looks really good. A little more color. I'm just playing around here, getting a little warmth. This is mostly going to be hidden, so I'm not terribly worried about it. Kind of just bouncing around with color. A little more red, maybe. Yeah, I don't want crazy colors, though. The idea is it's super soft, but at least get a little transition there. Now I've got a softer color, so I still haven't really put any blue yet. Don't know if I'm going to, but I've got a softer kind of a, I don't know, what would you call that? Like a tan? There's got to be something better to call it than a tan. How about a bronze? That looks like a bronze. Yeah, that's way more artistic. Oh boy. Yeah, anyway, lots of gold and other colors like that in here as well. Very pretty. Oh yeah, look at that. There is a little medium over here. We probably want to wipe the canvas. We haven't talked about the background. You notice I did a little painting. I like that new color. I've always intended for this background to change. I didn't even intend to leave it the way it was for so long, but things get busy, don't they? But anyway, hope you like the change. I think the painting pops a little better on it, and who knows? In the next couple months we may change it to something else. Probably will. Now it's time to already start painting some trees. Here's my color. Very soft gray. Got some color in it. It's not just like a black and white. It's got some color, but not much. There. Actually, we don't need to be doing any, that root flare, you don't need to be doing that. I just got to where I was talking and not thinking. There. That looks good. So what we want is a bunch of these trees working all the way down. These are only the background tree. We're going to have some darker black ones, but first we got to get these in. And that little bit of clear gel that's in the background is making these go on really smooth, smoother than they would if you wiped the canvas. So don't wipe it yet, maybe wipe it after this. We'll see. I'll kind of let you guys know exactly what I'm doing, because I'm not too sure how I want to get these, because I'm doing sun rays, and sometimes they can be tricky, so we want to make sure that we're very careful. We don't want to make a muddy mess, of course. We'll just keep working, getting a couple more of these faded ones in. All right, well, this shop towel's been up here for several minutes. I just stuck it on and left it. Now we peel it. Oh, you can even see. Wow, that was better than I thought. Anyway, there you go. That's all the paint that is not going to be in this brush. You can see I started and I said, nah, it's just too much paint up there. So anyway, you don't want to rub it because that'll obviously just destroy it, just absorb what's there. It helps. You want to leave it for a few minutes, so that's the trick. You can't just put it on and take it off. All right, now, with all that being said, I'm going to start right here. Let's see if we can, oh, there we go. Let's see if we can't just make some subtle sun rays. We don't need to do anything crazy. I think if you're going to go crazy, maybe go crazy over here, where it's going to be so much easier. There. I'm just using the blender brush. It's just really a nice brush for the job. Today, of course, we're using oil paints, but this would be way easier in acrylic. There. It works with oils, though. You just don't want them to look like laser beams, if you know what I mean. You want them to be very soft. Like that, because if they look soft here, once you back up, then they look just about right. If they look nice here, you can see them very easily. Usually it's way too bright back there, way too distinct. That's not bad. Now we're gonna have a lot of different branches, tons of branches here with the liner brush. But I just want to add in these little specks as much as I can. This is not perfect. Some of these specks of light without destroying the whole painting. That's good, right there probably. Some softness up there. Good. All right, that works. It really does. Now I'm going to scrub in. Actually, that's a little dark. Let's lighten it up. I'm going to scrub in some of the shadows here. Actually, that's a really good color. It's kind of gray, almost by accident, but it's nice. Scrub in a few of these shadows. And this is nice. It gets the painting pretty much covered. And then what we'll do is we'll probably wipe it off really good and then pull our beautiful highlights right through here. And this area on the right will be a little bit more in shadow, but it'll have a lot of grass, so I'm not really worried about it. I'll just throw some of this snow in here and call it good for now. For grass areas, I've got the fan brush, a very good tool for grass, and just a bunch of grassy colors. Oh boy. All right, that's looking pretty good right there. I think we can work with that. I actually like these black areas right down here toward the bottom. That's pretty nice. Kind of indicates, let's get a little more paint, kind of indicates a bit of a shadow. That's just interesting. Looks good. And it's very cold. You know, you can work warm and cold. It doesn't have to all be cold. I do like the cold colors, the cool tones in there. Now, this is where you begin to shape your road with this grass. And some of these trees may need to be brought down. There. That's pretty good. Kind of just make that misty. I'm sure you've noticed here a lot of this painting is just disappearing into the mist, you know, kind of almost overworking some of these areas in order to fuzzy them out. And yes, that is the proper art term, is to fuzzy them out. There, over here as well. I don't know, I kind of want these trails, these little path areas a little slimmer. It's not like you're not going to drive your pickup truck down here. It's more like I don't know, like a small vehicle. There. Yeah, I like that a little better. Just like the look of it. Looks a little nicer. So of course these do grow just a fraction, as you know, but for now, that's not half bad. Now I'm going to locate a nice brown tree on this side. A little different in color, and I like that. He comes down to about there. Good. See, there's my palette. See, everything's kind of just mushed together right now, and that's great. It helps to link the painting together with color. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a completely different variety, and I like that. I think it just adds a little, I was going to say adds a little variety, but that'd be a lot of variety, wouldn't it? Yeah, anyway, oh, what is that doing there? Anyway, this looks pretty good. Pretty soft, and I think that works. I got a clean fan brush sitting here, and I might just cause the top here to just be blurry. That looks good. Just completely erase it on the top. Oh, that's nice. Almost mysterious. That is what we want. Actually, over here. Let's make this more mysterious on this side, too. Yes, just like this. It needs it over here. It needs just to be blurry, mysterious, a little warm. This is not part of the plan. Hope we don't mess it up right here together. Oh, boy. But look at how you can just take that brush and mush and get a little mistiness, little misty leaves going on. I like that. It makes more of a silhouette effect here at the top. That's too bright. Watch this. See how you can change your design on the fly? There. I added some darker ones in, which I'm sure you've noticed as well. Nice. Look at this. Look at this. That's what it needed. Maybe right here, a branch. And we haven't even connected it yet. That's good. A little more erasing up there. Yeah, there we go. All right. Having fun. Absolutely just having fun today. Doing who knows what. Just hope it works out. Yes. There. A couple more. Now I've got some yellow ochre and white here on the 3/4. We should maybe be using the 1/4 inch brush, but I can, I've been saving it, and we can get it out in a minute. So there you go. Sometimes it's kind of nice to have it to where, it's clean. You can put a little accent highlight color Just a thought. But here we go. We can get away with very much a golden yellow highlight because the blue doesn't start till down here and it's more of a purple anyways. So anything that mixes isn't, should be completely fine. So you can get away with a lot of this golden color in the snow, which of course is nice. That really adds quite a nice effect. Just the very beginning stages of kind of getting a little snow happening here on these trees. I don't know, it's nothing crazy yet here on this path, but you got to think, how is this light going to play through here? You also see I actually took the towel and wiped off a lot of this area and then just left it because I liked it. So sometimes just wiping it with a blue shop towel, one of these blue shop towels, that's all you need. There. That's pretty. I'm not going to go down all the way, only going about that far. Then on this side, oh yeah. That's good. I don't want it to be just continuous highlight everywhere. That would look so sad. It's going to be so much better if we do kind of jump around, beams of light coming through. our sun rays, we sort of covered them up. But I don't care. I can put them back in or not. It doesn't matter. They were fun to paint. That's the way you got to look at it, right? There. I think we'll end up probably enhancing them just at the very end. I don't know. Just the fact that I think we'll do it means we probably won't. All right, just change color, grab a little red because I'm going down here into the blue zone. We don't want it to become a weird color. That wouldn't be fun, would it? No weird colors allowed up here, hopefully. There. So the more you stroke it, the softer it gets. Don't let it get muddy. Now we've got a clean 1/4 inch brush. And what I've been doing, I've just got it started here, taking my light color that's already on the canvas and dragging it through like this. And you get a little paint. It's very important to have that paper towel in your hand so you're always constantly wiping the brush. If you don't have it in your hand, I just guarantee you're going to forget to wipe that brush after each stroke. Got to be done after each stroke. Now you could use a bigger brush, but I kind of like the small effect that you get with a small brush. There. Oh, that's pretty, right over that tree. I'm just using the light color that's here to go over the dark. You don't want to bring that dark back in. So start up here and drag down. You can repeat this step several times throughout the painting. Well, don't get them squiggly. Depending on, if you put more stuff in and pull more of the light over. There. You gotta be careful not to go over some of these areas that have limbs and stuff. That looks pretty good right there. Now right up here, I'm going to add in a really nice old crazy tree. Whoop, there it goes. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Love this sort of thing. It's got a broken off branch there. That's why I had to continue down. There, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's really cool. I've seen some trees in the woods that, they break off and then they just keep growing. It's kind of that sort of a thing, isn't it? And it adds quite a lot of character. Let's not go too crazy here with this one. I almost got into something I didn't like. I almost started to, divide it weird. So we quickly stopped that and then brought it back up. I like that better. That's how you recover if something doesn't quite go as planned. When does that ever happen? Yeah. What do you think? Maybe just a little tiny one up in here? Maybe it's slightly covered. We'll see. And a lot of liner brush work. I mean, just a ton of liner brush work that we're going to get done here. Great. Make sure this is dark enough. Haven't been doing a lot of wiping of the background much, so it's mixing a little more than maybe it normally would. That's all right. It's not too crazy today. That's great. See, it overlaps that blank area. We'll fill all that in. Now I've got a soft color, just soft purple really, on the quarter brush, and I'm going to work in these really pretty shadows. Of course, we've done some shadows already, but these are a little more distinct, a little nicer, a little less messy. Yeah. And some of them are more blue and some of them are more purple. It just kind of depends on where you're at in the painting and how much variety you want to add. Of course, we want to add some variety. Just a matter of kind of how many color changes do we need in here. And it's actually looking pretty much complete as it is. I do like that little hit of shadow, maybe right here. Whoa, there's a good example of a color that is too much. You want it to be very subtle. You don't want it to be too much. In fact, speaking of which, let's add a little more red so that we have a color that's a little softer. Looks like I need some more paint. I'm pretty much out of everything. Of course, I'd rather run out than squirt too much and throw away a bunch. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that we never really talk about. Don't squirt out a bunch of paint. Just squirt out what you need. Save you money. There. That looks really good, doesn't it? Oh yeah, that's really good. I like that. Just subtle hits here and there. Okay, you could spend all day. I know this is a little tedious, but let me just spend the next few minutes and we'll get this carved in, all these little shadow areas. Now using the liner brush, we're gonna add in a lot of these blades of grass. This is gonna help to make this look very detailed. Not too much down here. We're actually gonna do more back here, at least of these light ones. And we are going to put on a lot of limbs. At least that's the plan. Lots of frosty limbs, actually, not just brown. We're going to use this white and make them look icy. I think that'll be really good. So, for example, and I think it'll really add a lot of contrast over. I don't know. I don't want them too terribly bright that they stand out more than everything else. So darken just a little. There we go. That's it. That's it. That white color is actually this right here. But once you put it up on the canvas, it looks white. But if I put white next to it, you would see a huge difference. Hope that makes sense. It's probably easier to see than it is to explain, right? But the idea is it fits. It fits and it works well. But we'll just keep adding a bunch of these bright ones. It really makes a difference. I'll spend several minutes doing this. And anything that doesn't quite look right, you can always erase, like maybe that one that's running straight up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll probably have to highlight these trees a little more. But you can do that even with the liner brush. It's super easy, you know, because we're nearing the end of the painting, you just touch it. You know, I don't care if it's thin. It doesn't hurt it because we're not going to be going over these trees with anything else. So there you go. Just spend the next few minutes working on this. I'm not going to rush it. How's that? And then as you go up, you know, into these lighter areas, you may want to go with some color that's got more white in it. Now we're going to place on quite a few branches over here to this tree on the left. And you'll see that I went crazy over here and I did it very quickly. Let me actually show you just so that you know. I went up here and just literally started flipping around different brush strokes like this. I was not painting limbs, you know. I would do the quotes, but my hands are full. You know what I mean? And this creates a little bit more of a realistic effect because you can't get in there and paint each one. It's not gonna, you know, you're never gonna get it to look just right. But if you just sort of don't think about it and just throw them in, I gotta say, I say that to my students quite a bit. Just don't think about it. And just throw it in. Don't worry about it. Don't even think about it. And it usually comes out looking pretty good. That's the same idea to this. Make it busy. So often we're afraid to make our paintings too busy. This one needs it. This one's got some soft areas. See these soft areas? And just like contrast, you know, light and dark, we have contrast with soft and sharp, busy areas. Super soft and empty areas like this, contrasted against super busy areas, and it makes for an interesting painting. It's interesting. It's a little different than what we normally do, and I like that. So, there you go. Back up here. I'm not going to go quite as wild on this one because it's closer and it's just one. Many trees going on here, just one or two limbs here. Now, one of the very last things we're going to do up here, as I just concentrate, right, is add in an accent highlight. And it's not necessarily going to be crazy bright, but just enough. There it is to show. Just enough. There's a lot of paint down here, so you may not be able to get a whole lot of this in, but just a little would be nice. Right here in the middle, where where we've got, you know, the center of interest where we want to bring people's eye. Of course, that's where you want to do this. Just these little touches of accent highlight. That looks really good. Really good. It's these last details that really make the painting. You could stop, you know, several steps back and have a completed painting, kinda, but it just never quite looks the same, does it? Never quite has that punch of realism and just nice effect that the more finished paintings do. So spend that extra time. That's the secret, right? Spend that extra time and get this stuff in. It's worth it. Even if you need to, you know, take a break and come back to it. I know our schedules sometimes get busy. You know, that's something you can do as well. These oil paints will be wet for several days. So that's no big deal. You should still be able to blend. There. That's nice. Another little bit here, but not quite as much here as in the background there. See, we want to keep that, that's probably enough. We want to keep that light more focused here in this area. Just like that. That's good. And then kind of blend them away. Just the bottoms. Nice. And let's see about getting just a little more accent highlight right here on this path. The road. There. Actually, this is pure white. I'm breaking the rules. Adding pure white to a painting because it's mixing with everything that's so wet down here. Very quickly, it's not pure white anymore. If you've ever tried to do a lot of highlighting, you know what I'm talking about. There. Well, we're just using it to our advantage today instead of getting discouraged. If you start out with a color that's already tinted with yellow or something, then it goes darker. All right, that is really close. Really close. I'm getting to where I'm happy with it. All right, well, I think we're done. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to check out our website, DVDs, and brush line. Thanks for watching.